So now they've landed on the planet. They're damaged. They've got this homing beacon that they've never heard before, and they don't know what it is. They think it's a human ship and someone had crashed, and they're supposed to save them, even though they're just oil rig guys, really, like BP, the oil platforms out on the ocean, out in the middle of nowhere. That's what these guys are. I'm going to go save somebody on a sinking ship or a crash ship or whatever. They're not prepared for it. And here's something that's interesting that they changed in the movie, and I'm glad they did. So here we are, we're at the main airlock. They're getting ready to go outside on this terrible planet, this planet that's like got a hurricane all the time. Dallas, Kane, and Lambert enter the lock. All wear gloves, boots, and jackets. I don't know what glove... we're wearing spacesuits, but whatever. I don't know why they wrote that here. Kane touches a button, servos whine. Then the inner door slides quietly shut. The trio pull their helmets on. Now, there's one line here, carry laser pistols. Okay, so let's say you work on an oil platform out in the Gulf of Mexico, one that's not spurting oil all over the place. And there is a derelict ship floating off the platform. And now you're going to send some guys over to the ship to see if there's anybody alive. Do you bring weapons? No. They don't have weapons. They're in the middle of nowhere. What are they going to fight? A giant octopus? So these guys have laser pistols. Laser pistols? No. If you gave them laser pistols, what would that do? Make it a little too easy to destroy this specific alien that they're fighting. So they probably took that out. So when you're writing a script, always be careful that you don't give too much resources to the main character, because then it'll become too easy for them to achieve. Part of the reason that this movie was so scary is they didn't know how to kill this thing. They couldn't kill this thing. They didn't have what they needed to kill this thing. And of course, in the second movie, when James Cameron takes over and he does it, they send actual Marines, stellar Marines is what they send, and they're not even good enough. So it's really good here like that. So it's always good. Even though they have all this firepower and everything, it really wasn't good enough to stop the aliens. And in this case, whoever made the decision was a good decision. But interesting, isn't it? So let's move on. Okay. So you're writing a sci-fi movie. And in this story, in this universe, we don't know anything about aliens. It's not like Star Trek or Star Wars or anything like that. It's just humans. We're actually, in this case, we're still using petroleum. I don't know why that is, or how you would get petroleum from somewhere else on another planet, but whatever. We'll pass that aside. And you want your human characters to get their first sight of an alien non-human ship ever in the story and whatever. The only way that they describe this is you're going to have to find it. I'm sorry. I wish I had something to tell you, but they're coming up to the ship, and the only thing that's here is their POV day, a gargantuan construction rising from the rock, clearly of non-human manufacture. That's enough. That's good. I mean, you could do more. Oh yeah. You could really go the length with it, but is that enough? Now, Ridley Scott did get an artist, a very famous artist. I can't remember his name, but if you look up Alien, you'll be able to find it. It does amazing work. And remember, when he's doing this work, it's 1978. He's not using Photoshop here, okay? It's really great work, and of course, he's the one who designed what the ship would look like, what the aliens would look like, and all that kind of stuff. And even though we have only, exclusively, 2 sentences of what the outside of the ship looks like, and in the movie, it's a quick shot. You get one shot, that's it, and you don't even get them leaving, really. But it's good enough. I like it. I mean, when I saw it, even though I saw the movie when I was young, I was like, oh, that's cool. I like the way that they presented that. They could have won a whole page describing the ship. Oh, it's this and that and whatever. So also take that in mind when you're writing a script. Just because you're showing the reader, showing the audience something that they've never, ever seen before doesn't require you to actually get into minute description of what it's about. Because why? Because they have other people who could probably imagine things better than you can. Not better in a sense of that you don't have a great imagination, but in a sense of they can draw, they can actually show a studio or a production, that sort of thing.